Yo, 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 yo. Sorry there, I had to get myself, situated before we got back here on a motherfucking Wednesday. Wild card, wacky Wednesday, wild style Wednesday, as it was out in the hip hop streets out in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, you know. But yeah, we out here. We out here talking about sports today. We got a sports. We have, we have plenty of sports to talk about today, We really have to talk about it here. Full slate of NBA tonight here. College basketball is underway, men and women's. We have NHL. Um, World Cup is underway. Mexico's handling business. They were up 2-0 last time I checked. Same thing with Argentina against Poland. I guess the only upset of the day was the Danes, Denmark, losing to losing to those Joeys down there in Australia, mate. Yeah, good on, mate. You took over those damn Danes and we ate them Danishes and we loved it. Bloody love. But, we had some a little bit early action here in the college ranks. Obviously, a little bit early season non-conference action. We have the ACC Big Ten action going on right now. Tonight, obviously, we got Indiana Duke. We were in Indiana, North Carolina. We got Duke, Ohio State. So we have a lot to discuss. Virginia beat Michigan last night, and Clemson ended up getting a victory over Penn State here. So, I mean, there was, I would say there's some marginal wins, nothing too shocking on the docket or the slate, I should say, here. But yeah, got a full slate of NBA tonight here, so we definitely gonna get into that here. So, and then we're gonna get in some wild card Wednesday. We're gonna do some fantasy sports here, some fantasy. Talk about our fantasy rosters. Obviously, we got what I'd say probably about 2 or 3 weeks until fantasy playoffs, depending on what your league is going to be playing. Some leagues start week 14, some people start week 15, some people start a little bit later because the season is a little bit later this year. We have one extra game, week 18. So instead of and we also have one extra playoff team in each conference. So that's going to be interesting to see which teams will be fighting their way for that. So they'll make it a little bit interesting. So, when people are sitting, obviously, if you're a certain team and you're the number one team and you don't, and you know that the number two team ain't going to take your spot over, then you could probably rest your players and try to do the whole, we want to get healthy as we get into the playoffs, so that way. But if you're the number one team anyways, you're gonna be healthy anyways, and you're gonna have a week off anyways. So I don't know. I'm a believer in you could play your players, but maybe just not play them the full game. Just let them get a little bit of, and then just kind of say, all right, we're gonna just take the foot off the gas here a little bit, rest guys, but get guys still have the familiarity of winning and trying to feel like it's football. I mean, it's not like riding a bicycle. It's not like a light switch where you could turn. Some teams they don't have it to where they can turn it on, turn it off. And that's mainly the problem. Well, this day and age of sports, rest versus non-rest, and versus a team's been running the gambit, running the gauntlet, and yeah. So yeah, we are live and direct from the California. So let's just get into it here. Break down the slate of games here, and then we'll get into our fantasy. So if anybody joins in the chat, you got some fantasy questions, maybe you got some, you need some help this week looking at the waiver wires like myself. I got to go out there Obviously, I have to replace Darnell Mooney on one of my teams because he's out for the season, unfortunately. But yeah, just see what's out there, see what kind of moves we can make. I think certain teams I have kind of good depths at some positions, but I feel like I don't have depth at other positions. But we got to try to balance it out so we can make it to the playoffs and hopefully get a championship. That's why we play fantasy. I mean, I don't play for money, obviously, but if I did, I'd probably be a lot more intense into it and more like figuring it out and more like strategically placing my players every week. But that not being the case here. So let's get into the NBA slate here as we shall. We have the Philadelphia 76ers on the road tonight going into the Cleveland to face off the Cavaliers here. Joel Embiid is back for this game here. No James Harden. And Cleveland has some injuries as well, but they still have Donovan Mitchell out there. They still have Evan Mobley. There's still some valuable options on that team. So it's going to be a great game on the hardwood out there in Cleveland, Ohio tonight. We move down to Orlando. Orlando will be hosting the Atlanta Hawks tonight. So be an interesting contest. Nonetheless, the Magic, they're still a young team building upon that team and trying to make this team eventually a playoff contender and maybe try to defend get a title maybe. I know it's been a long time since the Orlando Magic had a really good team since the days of Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal, obviously, to say the least. And I believe Tracy McGrady was there as well at some point before he got traded out. We got the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics. Obviously, you think this is going to be a really, really good matchup here, but the Celtics have been playing, top-notch basketball despite, their coach. You know, I mean, I'm not going to get into it here. I guess there was some rule and he broke it, and I guess now I don't know. But despite all that, the Celtics are a well-oiled machine basketball team. They're pretty consistent and they play well at home. The Heat's coming in here on the road. They have some guys banged up as well, so it should be I would say tight contest early, but I think as the game goes on, I think the Celtics truly put it on them. All right, we got the next game. The Brooklyn Nets are hosting the Washington Wizards. Obviously, the Nets haven't had the best season so far. Firing Steve Nash, the Kyrie Irving stuff. I mean, obviously Ben Simmons hasn't played and hasn't. It just, you know, the Nets have just been trying to struggle, and I mean, I don't quite understand it. You have Kevin Durant, you have Kyrie Irving, you have these two guys that should be able to, kind of guys should be like, man, I'm playing with Kyrie Irving, I'm playing with Kevin Durant, man, we should play better with these guys. But I don't know whether it's just they don't have enough cap, other guys don't want to play around them, and just what the deal is. I don't know. And the Wizards, Wizards have played 500 basketball, and they're kind of an iniquity, an oddity of such. But I don't think they're a team that is going to get blown out, especially by the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Wizards could probably hang in this game a little bit here, but I think Brooklyn should probably handle business as usual, as they should, having Kyrie and KD. All right, next game we have the New York Knicks, Madison Square Garden. So we go from the Barclays Center to the Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks are welcoming in the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks have been a stellar team so far to start the season here. Have an amazing record at home. On the road, they seem to struggle just a bit, but the Knicks kind of they're I don't know. Knicks are kind of middle of the road. I mean, they're a team that can get wins. They have capable talent, but I don't know if it's just all there, all put together, and maybe they just need some other guys, and it's just I don't know. it's just really weird. These two New York teams. You would think with the talent that they have would be playing a hell of a lot more better than it is. So it'll be interesting tonight at Madison Square Garden. We have the Memphis Grizzlies going into Minnesota tonight to play the Timberwolves. Definitely a great game of young talent. Obviously, no Desmond Baines here for the Grizzlies here, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obviously, they have Anthony Edwards, they have Karl Anthony Towns, they have Rudy Gobert, but their record hasn't been so good. So once again, I mean, they made that big old trade for Rudy Gobert and has not really paid dividends. The Grizzlies have been competitive despite, even when John Morant's not playing and obviously Desmond Baines hurt, but you got guys like Dylan Brooks. They bought Jaren Jackson Jr.'s back off of injuries. And so you've got some other guys that, are going to step up to the plate here. And so definitely like the game though tonight against the Timberwolves. I think it'll be a really close game. I understand why the game is 2.5. We have the Toronto Raptors. They're going to the Big Easy in New Orleans tonight to face off against the Pelicans. Obviously, the Pelicans, CJ McCollum's been kind of banged up and hasn't really played much. And also recently, Brandon Ingram. Obviously, Zion's a little bit back. He was banged up a bit, and so they have New Orleans hasn't been at their full strength and their full peak for a little while. The Raptors have been a little banged up. No Siakam, and obviously Scotty Barnes was a little banged up, but now Scotty's back now. So it's gonna be an interesting game. I do kind of like the Raptors. Um, I like the Raptors. I don't, but on the road sometimes the Raptors. I don't know. Sometimes the Raptors don't come to play, so that's a little worrisome. But it's definitely going to be a great game down there in the Big Easy tonight. We also have another game between two young teams, the San Antonio Spurs and the OKC Thunder. The Thunder are actually favored tonight by 3 points. So speaks volumes considering there's no Chet Holmgren, but considering this team, people thought this team was going to be, one or only win 2-3 games this year. They've actually overseeded expectations so far here, and so it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how much they can build on this going forward. The core they have there with obviously Shai Alexander, Josh Gidley. You got Luke, you got Mr. Dort, and then you got some of the other young international top prospects, Ashlashi, Pulaski, and then you also have young kid they drafted, Dion. They have they just have a good young team, and the Spurs, they have a team. They started to put it together somewhat. And I think if you can build upon this team and Pop, you know, this is a Pop team where Pop can kind of give his coaching in a little bit more here, and the team will listen to him more than having certain players on the team that just ain't gonna listen to him. So good contest. I think there's gonna be points in that game, assuredly. And let's go to the next game here. We have the Houston Rockets going into the Mile High up into Denver to play the Nuggets here. The Joker has been insane. He's been going crazy. Jamal Murray starting to get back to Jamal Murray ways. He's not fully there, but you're starting to see him get healthier now. Obviously, Michael Porter's been a little bit banged up as well. Aaron Gordon has played well, coming off the bench or starting. So I mean, the Nuggets are a team that nobody's really talking about, but if they could put it together here, the MVP, you know, it could be another solid game. And the Rockets are a young team, and I like some of the nucleus that they're building. And then if they could just maybe get a couple free agents and maybe draft some other players, I think the Rockets could be a playoff team here, the next, year or two. Definitely, this year, I don't think it's meant in the cards this year. I think it's still another rebuilding year for these guys, to build the core unit, to solidify who's really part of that core unit, who needs to be, trim the fat off of that and cut the bacon, try to bring maybe bring some veteran guys and then bring some other guys that, are hungry. Always bodes well for teams like that. We have the Chicago Bulls tonight going into the Phoenix, in the land of the sun. So, we got a big victory, but we got to play tough. We obviously, sometimes we don't play, teams that we should beat. And Phoenix is a team right now. They're playing really good basketball right now, and we're trying to get to that level right now. I mean, waiting for Lonzo to get back and healthy to be part of this team. And, we haven't really seen the Bulls at full strength and health as well. To see, Lonzo healthy playing basketball with the Bulls would definitely, take the Bulls to the next level where we need to be. But unfortunately, that's not going on right now. But we still trying to compete. We got young guys like Ayo, Patrick Williams. We got guys that are, trying to be those guys off the bench, be spark plugs where we need off the bench is where we really, really need spark plugs and guys to really be consistent to help us win more games. It's not necessarily the starters. It's also, it's why it's a team sport. Soccer, basketball, you can have superstars and yes, they can carry you, but it's got to be a team effort. Same thing as far as football. You got your stars and this and that, but your stars can only do so much. All right, next game we have the LA Clippers and we have the Utah Jazz. Teams basically the Jazz. Obviously, they traded away Donovan Mitchell. They traded away Rudy Gobert. But people thought, well, they're gonna fall off the face of the earth. They're nobody. They're gonna be there's gonna be no Jazz in Utah. But hey, there seems to be some life there. They seem to be playing well as a team. I'd say Utah's probably one of those teams where guys are playing together well collectively as a team, as a unit, and they're going up against the Clippers, who getting Kawhi Leonard back and Norman Powell. They ended up going up and beating the Portland Trailblazers, so they're on a back-to-back tonight. So I don't know. We'll see what the Clippers can do tonight. Here, they're going to be in Utah, so back-to-back. Sometimes you don't know what team's going to do. And then we have the next game. We have the Indiana Pacers going up to Sacramento, which is the capital of California. People don't believe that. People think it's LA or San Francisco, but it is Sacramento. So, yeah, this game should be good. I mean, obviously, these two teams traded, Halliburton and Buddy Hield to the Pacers. And, the Pacers, traded away, Sabonis was a big piece out of that. And so now we get to see, both these teams are playing decently well. The Kings the other night, barely lost to the Suns here by 5 points. And the Pacers ended up game-winning shot beating the Lakers. So going to have a really interesting basketball game tonight in Sacramento later on tonight. And last but not least, we have the Portland Trailblazers and the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, there is no Dame. LeBron is back in the Lakers, so the Lakers should probably take this game here. But, the Portland Trailblazers do have fight, and they're not going to give up. They're playing hard. They might not be the best team that, if you're a Trailblazers fan, the best players that you want out in the court, but these guys are giving you everything they got, and these guys want to play, and these guys want to win. Win, lose, or draw, these guys are going out there and they're playing their butts off. And that's all you can ask for. I mean, You can be mad, you can be salty, you can be unhappy with the results of things, but that's just as long as you go out there and you leave everything on the line and you play your butt off and the next guy next to you does the same thing, hey, you might get more wins or sometimes you might get some close losses. At least it shows you're competitive, shows you got fight, and shows that you're just not going to lay down. And it happens. We see it in sports. Some teams just lay down, and other teams just hey they want to fight regardless of being a bottom feeding team or just being a team that has a losing record. All right, so that is the NBA for today. Let's look at the NHL here. Let's look at the NHL slate. We have Sharky, San Jose and the Sharks going up into the Toronto Maple Leaf. Oui, oui, oui. The French Canadian part of Canada. And then we have the New York Rangers going into Ottawa. Yeah, I'm not fucking French either. And Buffalo Sabres taking on the Detroit Red Wings. And we have the Edmonton Oilers and the Chicago Blackhawks here. So only a light slate on the NHL ice tonight. A light slate here. All right, we got college basketball. Let's be gentlemen here and let's talk about the ladies first here. All right, some ladies action is on right now here. The ladies of Georgia Southern are leading 66-14 in the second quarter against Agnes Scott University or College. We have the ladies Bonnies are leading 12-10 here in the first quarter against the Lady Bison of Bucknell. We got Florida National, the Lady Conquistadors are leading the Lady Panthers of Florida International here 18-6 in the first quarter. All right, here in about a few minutes here, we got these games tipping off. The Lady Bulldogs of South Carolina State are taking on the ladies of Coastal Carolina, the Lady Chanticleers. We have the Lady Mountain Hawks of Lehigh taking on the Lady Broncos of Ryder. The Lady Fighting Illini taking on the Lady Panthers of Pitt. The ladies from Fairfield, the Lady Stags, are taking on the ladies from Fordham, the Lady Rams. We have the Lady Panthers of Prairie View A&M taking on the ladies of Florida, the Lady Gators. We have Drexel, the Lady Dragons of Drexel are taking on the Lady Lancers, Lady of Longwood. Even though we know women do not have Longwood. All right, the Lady Orange of Syracuse are taking on the Lady Boilermakers of Purdue tonight. We got the Lady Texans of Tarleton State are taking on the Lady Leathernecks of Western Illinois. We have the Lady Mocs of Chattanooga taking on the Lady Panthers of Georgia State. The Lady Owls of Temple taking on the Lady Monarchs of Old Dominion. The Lady Bulldogs of Yale taking on the UMass Minute Women, say. We have the Lady Scarlet Knights taking on the Lady Eagles of Boston College. The Lady Knights of Fairleigh Dickinson. And then we have New Jersey Tech, the Lady Highlanders. We have the Lady Bearcats of Binghamton taking on the Lady Big Red of Cornell. The Lady Riverhawks of UMass Lowell taking on the Lady Crimson of Harvard. The Lady Pride of Hofstra taking on the Lady Gales of Iona. The ladies of Presbyterian, the Lady Blue Hosts, are taking on the Lady Spartans of Greensboro, North Carolina. The Morgan State Lady Bears are taking on the ladies of Townsend, the Lady Tigers. The Lady Bisons of Howard are taking on the Lady Eagles of American. The Holy Cross, the Lady Crusaders, are taking on the Lady Bears of Brown. North Carolina Central, the Lady Eagles are taking on the Lady Mountaineers of West Virginia. We have the Lady Great Danes of Albany taking on the Lady Golden Griffins of Canis. We have the Lady Wildcats of New Hampshire taking on the Lady Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State. We have the Lady Huskies of Northeastern taking on the Lady Warriors of Merrimack. The Lady Racers of Murray State are taking on the Lady Skyhawks of Tennessee Martin. We have the Lady Bulldogs of Sanford taking on the Lady Gamecocks of Jacksonville State. The Lady Demons of Northwestern State are taking on Lady Sooners of Oklahoma. The Lady Privateers of New Orleans are taking on the Lady Green Wave of Tulane, the Battle of New Orleans. We have the Lady Pioneers of Denver taking on the Lady Shockers of Wichita State. The Lady Crimson Tide are taking on the Lady Mercer Bears. The Delaware State Lady Hornets are taking on the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. So it's a battle of Delaware for those ladies tonight. We have the Virginia Cavaliers and the Penn State Nittany Lions for women's basketball. We also have Ohio State Lady Buckeyes versus the Lady Cardinals of Louisville. And Texas A&M Aggies. The Lady Aggies are taking on the Lady Jayhawks of Kansas. We have the Lady Roadrunners of San Antonio taking on the Lady Bobcats of Texas State. We got the Lady Demon Deacons taking on the Lady Golden Gophers of Minnesota. We have the ladies of the Lady Broncos of Western Michigan taking on the ladies of Colorado, the Lady Buffaloes. We have New Mexico State. The Lady Aggies are taking on Texas El Paso, the Lady Miners. But they are not minors. They're actually adults. But minors meaning like, gold miners, not like kid miners. South Dakota State, the Lady Jackrabbits are taking on the ladies of Montana State, the Bobcats there. We have the Lady Sun Devils of Arizona State taking on the Lady Antelopes of Grand Canyon. The Lady Gauchos of Santa Barbara taking on the Lady Lions of Loyola Marymount. We have the Lady Broncos of Santa Clara taking on the ladies from Stanford. We got the ladies. We got the California Baptist. The Lady Lancers are taking on the Lady Trojans of USC. We got the Lady Red Hawks of Seattle U taking on the Huskies, the Lady Huskies tonight. So that is your action for women's NCAA basketball. Let's turn our attention to the men's side here. We have the Temple Owls taking on LaSalle Explorers, a battle of Philadelphia. We have the Merrimack Warriors taking on UMass Lowell River Hawks here. We have Loyola, Maryland, the Greyhounds taking on Binghamton, the Bearcats. We've got the Kansas State Wildcats taking on the Butler Bulldogs. The Richmond Spiders versus the Toledo Rockets. The Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders taking on St. Bonaventure Bonnies. We have Southern Alabama Jaguars versus Florida Atlantic Owls. Hofstra Pride taking on George Mason Patriots. Drake Bulldogs, they're undefeated, taking on Indiana State Sycamores, the Larry Bird College. Gelato 33 Bird College. We had the battle in North Carolina between Greensboro, the Spartans versus North Carolina A&T Aggies. We have Western Michigan and the Dayton Flyers. We have the Hampton Pirates and the Georgia Bulldogs. The Vanderbilt Commodores versus the Virginia Commonwealth Rams. We have Eastern Michigan Eagles, Florida International Panthers. The Chattanooga Mocs versus the Tennessee State Golden Eagles. Battle of Tennessee there. The Akron Zips versus the Marshall Thundering Herd. We have the St. Francis of Pennsylvania, the Red Flash, taking on the Bucknell Bison. We have Fairleigh Dickinson, the Knights, taking on the Hartford Hawks. We have the New Jersey IT Highlanders taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats. The Lafayette College Leopards against Drexel. The Dragons of Drexel. We have the Citadel Bulldogs versus Charleston Southern Buccaneers, the Battle of Charleston. We got Garner Webb, the Running Bulldogs versus Western Carolina Catamounts. The Lehigh Mountain Hawks versus Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks. We got the Coppin State Eagles versus the Maryland Baltimore Retrievers. We have Sacred Heart Pioneers versus the New Hampshire Wildcats. Howard Bison taking on the Yale Bulldogs. Harvard Crimson versus the Holy Cross. Elion, the Phoenix, taking on High Point. McNeese State taking on Tennessee Volunteers. We have the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Duke Blue Devils tonight. We have the Purdue Boilermakers taking on Florida State Seminoles. We have the Rutgers Scarlet Knights taking on Miami, Florida, the Hurricanes. We have North Carolina Wilmington taking on Coastal Carolina. We got Jacksonville taking on the University of Alabama Birmingham. Florida Gulf Coast Eagles taking on Georgia Southern Eagles. Battle of the Eagle there. We have Delaware State taking on St. Francis of Brooklyn. We have Maine taking on Fordham. We have Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders taking on Texas Rio Grande Valley. We have Southern Miss SMU, better known as SMU, taking on Texas A&M Aggies. We have the Northern Iowa Panthers, our man Shacky's college he goes to, taking on the Bradley Braves. We have North Dakota, the Fighting Hawks, taking on the Iowa State Cyclones. We have Georgetown Hoyas taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders, our man Deb Diggs, college basketball team. And Georgetown hasn't been the same in the last year or this year. They were good like 2 years ago. We got Mammoth, the Hawks, taking on Ryder. We have Florida A&M Rattlers taking on Florida Gators. We have Northern Illinois taking on Eastern Illinois, the Battle of Illinois there. We got Missouri State taking on Illinois Chicago, the Flames. We have Southern Illinois taking on Evansville. We have Providence, the Friars, taking on the TCU Horned Frogs. We have North Alabama taking on Memphis. Prairie View A&M taking on Rice. Western Kentucky against Austin Peay. St. Joseph Hawks versus Penn Quakers. We got Southern Indiana taking on Western Illinois. We have Southeast Louisiana taking on Xavier. We got Loyola Marymount taking on Colorado State. We got Arkansas Pine Bluff taking on Air Force. We got Tennessee State taking on St. Louis. We have Montana State taking on Southern Utah. Then we have South Carolina, the Gamecocks taking on George Washington. We have Samford taking on DePaul. We have Central Arkansas taking on Loyola Chicago. We got the UTEP Miners Aggies, Boston College Eagles taking on Nebraska. Taking on Notre Dame. We have North Carolina, Indiana. We have USC Trojans and Cal Bears. We have Arkansas Little Rock and San Francisco the Dons. We have USC Riverside versus California Baptist. We have undefeated New Mexico taking on St. Mary's. And we have Cal State Fullerton taking on Seattle U. And we have Texas A&M Commerce taking on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. So those are your games here. Those are your games here that are being played tonight. So, but right now we're gonna go look at the waiver wire right now. We're gonna look at the waiver wire. So if anybody has any waiver wire questions, we're gonna go look at our team here. We'll start off with the ESPN right here. We'll go with West Coast Burrows team here. We are 6-6 right now. We're sitting fourth. We're sitting fourth in our conference right now, so we're damn near in the bottom. But it's okay. You know, we still got a fighting chance here. We're still at 500. All right, we got Jimmy Garoppolo. We have Dalvin Cook in right now. We have Alvin Kamara here. He's playing Monday night against Tampa Bay, who has not played very well. We have T. Higgins. We got Jalen Waddle. We have Pat Firemouth, Isaiah Pachenko, Colts defense, Joey Sly, Travis Etienne, Cordell Patterson, Joe Burrow. We have Dawson Knox. We have Brian Robinson Jr. We have Latavius Murray, and we have Alec Pierce. And then, well, we got Jerry Judy, so he's questionable. So we're gonna have to get rid of somebody. So I think I'm gonna have to get rid of Alec Pierce here. So we're gonna take Alec Pierce out here, and we're gonna take Jerry Judy off the injured list here. Activate him there. Boom, boom, boom. Um, I mean, Garoppolo did not do good last week. He had 13. He had 13. So, and they're playing the Dolphins here, and we got Joe Burrow. He's playing. They're playing Kansas City here. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go back with Joe Burrow because I think, from what I'm hearing, Jamar Chase will be playing this week. So I think he gets Jamar Chase back here. I think that helps Burrow a lot. So we're gonna keep that where it should be here. I think we're gonna go and get rid of. We're gonna go and look for a defense and a kicker right now. We're going to look for what kind of defense can we get right now? What's available? Okay, so far we have the Patriots defense is available. We have the Jets defense is available. Obviously in the waiver wire right now, the Chiefs defense, the Broncos defense, Packers, Steelers. We have Titans are at Philadelphia. We have Vikings defense. We have the Rams. We have Seattle. We got the Giants. We have the Chargers. We have the Falcons, Raiders, Jaguars, Lions. Um, right now, mm, I mean, right now, I mean, I would really have to. I'd have to contemplate, what's gone down here. See the Dolphins have had double digits, and so have the Steelers. So I think maybe I'm gonna take. I'm gonna have to go try to get. I'm gonna try and get. I'm gonna get the Steelers defense here, and knowing that the Colts here. Colts are playing the 5 o'clock game against the Cowboys here, which I'm not buying that here whatsoever here. All right, so now let's go look and get a kicker now. I think we've obviously put ourselves in a position that to get ourselves a good kicker here. All right, well we got Dallas's kickers is still available here. Jason Myers here. We got Rob here. We got Will Lutz here. We got Will Lutz here right here. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much I would really trust that here. I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with Dallas's kicker here. I'm gonna go with Dallas's kicker here for the 5 o'clock here. Take him over the kicker that we have here. Joey Sly here. Joey Sly is. I mean, they're playing the Giants. Probably should keep Joey Sly there. But All right, so now we go to this team here. We are 7-5 here. We're actually in second place here now. We're obviously playing the first place team right now here. So we have Derek Carr. We have Travis Etienne, but he's questionable right now. We have Dameon Pierce. They're playing. They're playing at home against Cleveland. Obviously, Deshaun Watson will be playing. I got Justin Jefferson. I got T. Higgins. Tight end. I got Dalton Schultz. My two flexes here. I got Ricard White, and I got Christian Watson. I got I got Hafunga, and then I got the Steelers, and then I got Cameron Dickerson. Hey, shut the fuck up! Who are you talking out there? And the Steelers. You're mocking me. You don't fucking mock me. I'll mock your ass. I didn't hear what the fuck you were saying, bitch. Then we got Hafunga here. I got Hafunga in here right now because I have to have Isaiah Simmons, and I got Khalil Mack. I got Mike Gesicki. Got James Cook here. We got Khalil Mack defense. We have to have one defensive player. We got Donovan Peoples Jones. We have Jimmy G Garoppolo. We don't have we basically Mitchell is out here, so don't know how long he's gonna be out. So maybe we do get rid of him. I know what's his name is coming back here, J.K. Dobbins, but I don't know if he hasn't been officially cleared off the injured reserve list so far. So um, I think, and I want to say I think we have enough running backs here. I mean, and Damian Harris is out here. I mean, obviously there's not too many running backs you might go run and get here. But I don't know. Maybe maybe I take this Zonovan Knight here guy. I mean, we're gonna be playing the Vikings here, but I don't know. Maybe he's a guy that gets some play here. I mean, if indeed Michael Carter Jr. is hurt for a long time, obviously they don't have no Bryce Hall right now, and James Robinson, he should have a hold there, but just don't know. It doesn't seem like he's got that hold like everybody thinks he has here. You got Tyron Davis Price, and you also have Jordan Mason here. But I just don't know. I just don't know what I'm gonna get from those guys. So if I'm gonna take a risk on anybody where I can just easily have to cut bait with him, I think it's gonna be this guy, Zonovan Knight here. So we'll take him. We'll take him over Elijah Mitchell right now. And on my bench, I got Donovan Peoples, who's very well, and Traylon Burks, I think. So I mean, not too bad. Like I said, I got Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins have been really stellar. Christian Watson, since I picked him up, has been a fucking fantasy stud. Same thing with Donovan Peoples. I mean, Traylon Burke, I kind of have him around if I need to put somebody in, rotate him in. So we look good there. Um, Steelers defense, I like that here. Cameron Dickerson, I don't know. I think we might have to go get a kicker here. I don't much like. I thought he was going to be a good guy to pick up as far as a fantasy kicker, but that has not turned out so well for me. Um, let's see here. I mean, let's see that can save me on Monday night here. I mean, if I need a Monday night, having Monday night play here. But I think is that will they be able to get enough attempts to get down there? That's the thing there. Um, I think I'm gonna take Jason. I'm gonna take the Dolphins kicker here. I'm gonna take Dolphins kicker. I know it's not probably not the best move here, obviously, but like I said, I think overall, otherwise, I think we're looking pretty stout, pretty good here. And wouldn't change anything there. So let's go to the reckless youngins here, or we're 4-8 here. So this team here, I want to try to win the next couple games here. I need to win the next couple games here. All right, we got Tua, we have Nick Chubb, I have Cam Akers, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Cole Kmet, George Pickens, Ravens defense. I got the Pittsburgh's kicker, who seems to be pretty decent right now, holding serve here. Obviously we got Chase. We got Chase playing. So right now I'm gonna have to take out. If I have to take somebody out of this lineup here, I would take. I'm gonna take George Pickens. I mean, I probably should take Jalen Waddle out because they're going to be playing the Niners, and the Niners really have a pretty decent defense here. But um, running back wise here, I mean, I don't want to have to put Pierce in because I feel like Pierce will be able to run here. But I mean, Cam Akers had 3 points here, so I mean maybe just maybe if I have to put somebody in there and I have to flex somebody in that I know might have a good game here as far as a running back. Uh, Brian Robinson here. Let's say Brian Robinson Jr. here. We'll slide him in right now. I feel like that's a good move here. Commit against and like I said, I got Rogers. Rogers, and he's kind of banged up right now, so I'm kind of stuck just riding out with Tua. So don't really. Well, maybe I do. Man, maybe I do take a kicker here, a different kicker here. I know that the Steelers kickers done me well here, or did me well, but didn't help me get a win here. So I mean, and I'm not looking for a kicker to get me win, but if a kicker can get me some solid points here, I feel like that is a good option here. Ryan Suck up here, bingo, there we go. Gives me a play for Monday night. I'm gonna fuck your ass up. Make you fuck your ass up. I'm gonna fuck your ass up or what? I ain't the one that started this shit. All right.
Why are you on your fucking high horse, dude? It's a goddamn joke.
And then I'm gonna do NFL.com. Oh, nobody jokes around here because no one knows who's joking and when they fucking joke. There's a difference between a fucking joke. All right. Learn the difference.
I didn't say anything you don't normally say to me.
Damn, Aaron Donald's gonna miss a game here due to an injury. Okay. Bears sign a quarterback. All right. Well, we got Lamar Jackson here. We got Christian McCaffrey's questionable. He's not practicing. Well, we know that, dealing with a knee issue here, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that here. And Nick Chubb, obviously. We got Chris Godwin. We got T. Higgins here. We got Dalton Schultz. We have our flex. We have Montgomery here. We also have Brian Robinson. We have Justin Fields, who's questionable. We have Drake London. We have Cortland Sutton. We have Christian Watson. We have Juan Johnson here. We had Cooper Cup, but he's still hurt, so he hasn't come off the IR yet. So we'll see about that. Begins the week with the limited practice here, so so far that's kind of good news if you're a Bears fan going in this matchup against All right, so and then I got Dallas's kicker, and then I got Colts defense, but obviously we got to get rid of that defense right about meow. We're gonna get rid of that defense right about meow. All right, well they seem to think Seattle's defense is gonna play well here. Seattle's defense, or well the Rams, the Rams ain't gonna have a Aaron Donald here. The Giants here. I mean, you got the Bengals here. Chargers at the Raiders. I mean, in Vegas. I mean, the Raiders. We got New Orleans. We got New Orleans. New Orleans' the defense. I mean, but I don't know if I want New Orleans' defense playing up against. Oh man, tough decision here. Tough decision here, to say the least. Here. I mean, if I have to, if I have to go with the team here, I mean, if I'm going with the team here, I'm going to go with the team that I know I can trust out here. And and I trust the Chargers defense here, so we're gonna have go Chargers go. I mean, against the Raiders, obviously they've given up the seventh least amount of points to defense, but we're confident here. We're confident the Chargers can get the business done there. So it looks like we're pretty good here. Don't really look like we have to make too many crazy, wild movements here. And we're 8-4. We're 8-4. This team here, we are 6-6. All right, so we got. Obviously, I've heard that Joe Mixon is supposed to play, so we're gonna take out ETN here. Take out ETN here. We got Geno Smith here. Let's see. So we'll have Geno. We have Geno in. Joe Mixon, Kenneth Walker, Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown. Our tight end position here we have. Um, yeah, we don't really have a backup tight end right now here, so Tennessee's defense. We got Robbie Gold here. Robbie's Gold. We don't really have anybody for. So maybe, just maybe, we go see if we can get a kicker here. I mean, maybe. Let's see projections here. We'll take a chance on Will Lutz, I guess. You know. Oh, they got the fourth. They get the second fused. That's okay. We probably need to take drop. Well, we're gonna drop Robbie Gold here. Drop the Robbie Gold show here, and that'll be it there. Boom, boom, bam. Well, we have to pick somebody else up here. So maybe go look and pick up a tight end here because we don't have one here. Get somebody that we can, somebody we trust here. I mean, Hayden Hurst. You got Cole Commit here. I mean, Foster Moreau maybe. I mean, Cole Commit. He's been. Yeah. Hey, no, we'll take Tyler Conklin here because he's going against the Vikings here. So maybe there's just a maybe we have a where he's especially done for the season here. So I guess we can get rid of. I guess we can get rid of him here. Let's see. All right, there it is. All right, so there we go. All right, that sucks. No Kyle Pitts for the rest of the season. All right, well, I think we're all right there. This team here, we got Kamara. I'm gonna have to put. What about DeAndre Swift there? I'm gonna put the Swift man here. Get the Swiffer man in there. Um, all right, he's dealing with a knee injury as well here. Jerry Judy here. We got Russell. Damn, I got Russell Wilson too. Oh man, maybe we need to get another quarterback here. Look for that. Yeah, Niners defense not too bad. McPherson's not bad. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna go for another quarterback here. They say Aaron Rodgers is gonna play here. Kenny Pickett versus Atlanta here. All right. All right. Well, there's Jared Goff here. Jared Scoff here. Hmm. This guy got the Deshaun Watson. All right. All right. Um. Hmm. I mean, they think Bryce Perkins is gonna be playing again here against Seattle. I don't know. Yeah, so he doesn't get much. He's not getting much help. So, mm, I would have to go. I'm gonna have to take Aaron Rodgers here. I mean, I know it's tough as it. You got too many Broncos, too many Broncos here. Taysom Hill as well. Maybe I get rid of Loach too, and maybe get into the receiver probably. Well, no, not really. You can use another running back maybe. All right, so let's do that here. We'll get the Loach here. All right, so now we can pick somebody up here. Let's see. The running back wise here with running back wise. P Ryan. Wow, Kansas City picked Melvin Gordon up now. I mean, do we go out and take Melvin Gordon now? I mean, I don't know exactly where Jeremy McKinnon is questionable, right? No hamstring practice. If the running back is able to move passes, you be in line to fill a change of pace role out of the backfield behind starter Isaiah Pacheco. And Barry Melvin was added to the practice squad this week. He'll be elevated to the roster this weekend. All right, so he hasn't been elevated there yet. So let's see projections here. Yeah, Brian Robinson here. Returns to practice here. So he's returned to practice here. All right. So maybe I just take on this Carry On Williams guy here. Just pick him up as somebody that maybe. I think as far as receivers, we're pretty much good here. I like the guys we have here, so I think we got a good little lineup roster there. So we're good there here. All right, so now we got to make our big bet here. Sorry about that. I'm just going all over the place, saying rambling things of that nature. But we had to make sure we had to navigate through try to pick players that maybe we don't have or haven't. Kind of try to adjust a little bit to give us a different spin on things here. So, but Um, I don't know. For some reason, I like Richmond tonight here. I like Richmond. Kind of lean the Greyhounds of Maryland as well. Merrimack. I mean, I would love to see Merrimack win, but um, Indiana State. I like them a lot here. Hofster's another good team too that I would probably cling to tonight here. Um, I mean, St. Francis, PA. I might put a lean on them tonight here. Um, Rutgers could be a nice pick here against Florida tonight here. I mean, I don't see that happening here, but Texas Rio. I mean, I would love to take Texas Rio Grande tonight here on the money line, but a little bit scared there. Mammoth, can Mammoth get their first win tonight here against Ryder? I don't know. That's kind of a game that, and Florida A&M Rattlers against Florida Gators here. Plus 32. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking the Florida A&M. I think the Rattlers can cover that here. I mean, unless they're just really that bad here. Providence. I like Providence TCU tonight here. Prairie View A&M against Rice. That's another team you may consider here. But who knows? Rice might surprise you. Um, who else? I mean, I still believe in North Carolina here. North Carolina's got a lot to prove tonight here. Got a lot to prove tonight here. And they've lost two in a row, and I don't think they make it three tonight. I mean, I know Indiana's a solid team, but that's who I would. These would be the eight college basketball games that I would try to take a stab at maybe as far as odds on. As far as the odds on favorite here. All right, and let's go to obviously. Well, we have the women's game, but yeah, I don't. Uh, if I had to take some action tonight on the women's games here, let's look at them. Um, 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 maybe take the girls from Binghamton. That'd be somebody. Hofstra probably now. No. I'll take the women from Holy Cross as well against Brown. money line here. I'd like to take the ladies from Merrimack here tonight on the money line here. I think that. And I would probably take the Lady Cavaliers over the Lady Naming Lions. Definitely like the Lady Buckeyes. Um, Take the Lady Roadrunners of San Antonio as well. That'd be another team I'd look at. Um, um, yeah, I mean, I think that would be. I'd probably just take those. I'd probably just take those six here. Ladies of Binghamton, money line. The ladies of Holy Cross, money line. The ladies of Merrimack. Ladies of Virginia and ladies of Ohio State and the Lady Roadrunners here. Those that would be my plays for the night where I would lay my bet here. And then we have NBA here. Give me the over 210 in 76ers and Cavaliers. Um, Give me Atlanta money line. And Celtics Heat. I'm gonna say under 223 in that game. And we have Wizards and we have the Nets here. I'm probably just skip that game here. Then we have the Bucks. We have the Bucks and the Knicks here. I mean, the Knicks have they've put up 140 and 228 here. Um, I'll probably take the under 228 here, Knicks and Bucks. We have Grizzlies and Thunder here. I mean Grizzlies and Timberwolves. My bad. Um, I would give me Grizzlies minus 2.5. And we have Raptors and Pelicans. That's also a 3-point game here. Um, Give me the over 222. Raptors and Pelicans. Um, Spurs and Thunder here. We have 230 here. Um, I would take the over 230. Um, Rockets Nuggets. I'm gonna have to skip that game. The Bulls here. I'm gonna take Bulls plus 5.5 here. Just don't know. I don't know. I mean, I hoping we can win the game, but if we don't, I hope that we don't lose by very much. Clippers, and the Jazz. We got what 222. Let's take another over 222 here. We have Pacers, and we have the Kings. Give me Indiana plus 4.5. I like that. And Blazers and Lakers tonight. Man, I think I'd stay away from this game as well. But if I had to, if I had to choose, I would take Lakers minus the 6 tonight. I think they can cover it at home. But so got the over 210. Got the Hawks. We have the under 223. We have the under 228. We have Memphis minus 2.5. We have the Raptors over 222.5. We have the Spurs game. I mean, I'd love to take the Thunder to win by 3 here tonight. And then, Spurs are just one of those teams. I just think there's going to be points to be scored here in that game here. Take the Bulls plus 5.5. We took the over 222 in the Clippers and Jazz game. Took the Pacers plus 4.5. So that's basically what we took for this game here. So that is the slate for today. Tomorrow we'll be back to talk about Thursday night football here. Thursday night football, Bills and Patriots. We'll give you our rundown on the game. We'll let you know how we feel about this game. You know, who do we think is our player props here? I gotta get to my player props right now. So just gotta put on my thinking cap. And it takes a lot more concentration I mean than just sitting here and then just looking off like I'm staring off into space. But hopefully the Bulls tonight, Benny the Bull, these Bulls can get a dub tonight. Hopefully we can get some wins here. You know, today's also my mother's birthday. Trying to celebrate that tonight. So I'm gonna cut this thing a little bit short so we can have an enjoyable time, so we can have a nice little party and everything. So we'll be back tomorrow. Same old bat channel, same old motherfucker right here, same old shit talking, same old guy, telling motherfucking YouTube to suck my dick, suck my dick. You want to censor me every motherfucking day. You want to censor me when you have other motherfuckers out here talking all that shit. That's okay, YouTube. That's okay, because you know what? You're not going to tell me what to do. People tell me all the time to shut my mouth. I tell them, fuck no. I'm not going to shut my mouth. There's an old saying, it's called closed mouths don't get fed. And it's the true shit. You shut your fucking mouth and you think you're going to get your way or things are going to be whatever, solely mistaken. But till tomorrow, take it easy, stay blessed, and be better, not bitter.